who's not a Dustin Poirier fan? Then I was like watching the montage of some of that stuff, and like I was getting like teary-eyed. I think we forget like his history and his run, not only in the WEC or in the UFC, but the WEC as well. And you're like, dude, this guy's got a resume, and like all of his fights are just unbelievable. You forget about that in the moment until they're retiring, and you look back at it as a whole, you're like, oh, dude, this guy was a G.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Verse Us with Eric Nixick. He is Eric Nixick. I am Randy Fainrich, and this is Verse Us. And you know the drill. Verse Us is brought to you by mybookie.ag. Head to mybookie.ag. Use code VSUSPOD to get a bonus on your first deposit at mybookie.ag. You bet, you win, they pay. And today, it's just a twofer. We're gonna recap UFC 318, talk about the card, talk about a few of the fights, and then get into a little bit of UFC Abu Dhabi. But first and foremost, E, how you feeling? You got back late Sunday night, right?
Yeah, I got back late last night, and Annie flew home from Houston, so she flies on United. So I got home, dropped the bags off, went back and picked her up. So
nice.
Yeah, long night, but it was good. It was McKenna and Annie went and did like a little kind of college tour of the South.
Oh, sick.
So she got to see South Carolina, College of Charleston, Clemson, and then University of Tennessee. And then they flew down to New Orleans for the fight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's really cool. So
good.
you guys got to hang out like for the whole day on Sunday or whatever?
Yeah. So they got in Saturday, barely made their flight in, hauled ass to the Airbnb, showered, changed, made it over to the fights. It was kind of cool, man. Like I was telling them, I was standing on when Daniel was fighting, like standing on the cage and like looking over and like seeing Annie and my daughter like sitting like right over there. So it's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man. That's really cool. How'd she like? Out of the four schools, what'd she like the most?
Knoxville. I think Tennessee's number one for her right now. Yeah, she liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So cool school. You know what I mean? Like I've never been there to see, but the way she described it, I think she fell in love. So we'll see.
I mean, it's one of them college. I mean, I feel like most of the SEC schools are like that, where there ain't shit going on,
right?
Except
the college.
That college, yeah. Baton Rouge is that way. Yeah. Obviously, Tuscaloosa is that way. You know, Auburn,
for sure,
Knoxville, all kind of stuff. So
yeah.
Now, I hope she goes to an SEC school.
Right.
Would like LSU, but, you know, Tennessee's fine. Tennessee's fine.
She checked out Texas. She's going to go see TCU and I think SMU as well. A couple other
My cousin
schools.
went to SMU.
Really?
Yeah, he did. He went there, I don't remember what years, 2011 to 15 or something.
Yeah.
He loved it.
Yeah.
It's in Dallas, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he loved it. All right, let's talk about some fights. It was really a great night of fights from a fan perspective. I think the prelims started off with like 6 finishes in a row or something like that. Yeah, really good fights. But let's kind of work backwards from the top to the opening card. Holloway, Porier. Did you get a chance to watch the main event? I know you had the first 2 fights on the card. Obviously, did you get a chance to watch?
Not the entire fight, but like spots of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And like we had just gotten back home and turned it on the TV. I think I remember like seeing like Max drop Dustin. There was this kind of back and forth battle. Mm-hmm. I didn't really know how it was being scored going into round 5, but it felt like Max had control of the fight from what I was watching. Man, I thought he did an amazing job.
He looked really good.
Yeah.
He looked really good. I will say I felt like Dustin, and I hate saying this because it sounds like, I'm not knocking on Max. Max fought phenomenal, but it definitely looked to me like Dustin was just a half step slower, kind of knew it was his retirement fight type of fight. You know what I mean? He just didn't look the same. You know, to me. I don't know what you saw.
I didn't get to watch it like that.
Yeah.
I didn't get to like sit down and break it down because we were like ordering food and talking. But it was like kind of on in the background. So we were peeking at it and watching it. So I didn't get to watch it to that capacity.
Yeah.
But when I was watching, I was very impressed with Max, his movement.
He looked way quicker in this fight.
Yeah, but I think the combination of like not only way quicker, but putting the mass on, like he was hitting hard too. Mm-hmm. You know, like I think it's a healthy weight class for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's giant. I don't know. 45 was never right, I feel like. I just thought that was just my personal opinion. Dustin just looked like a half second slow.
Sure.
Kind of didn't look the same as he once did. Did you see the like chatter online about when Max dropped him in the first round, like taking his foot off the gas?
No.
So watching live, I was telling my wife, I said, I feel like he's like almost like a gentleman's agreement of like,
like letting him back in the fight.
Yeah, and I hate saying that because obviously Max is a killer, like, and so is Dustin. And Dustin would never want anyone to do that, right? Mm-hmm. But it definitely looked like it.
Really?
Because in that first round, he had Dustin like hurt bad.
Yeah, that was a spot I did see, but I didn't see the.
Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter say it, and I was like, oh, I kind of thought the same thing. And then I saw Aljamain quote tweet it and was like, I actually thought the same thing.
Really?
And when he said it, I was like,
oh, so it's not just me.
So it's not just me. Like actual fighters who've been in there like are kind of seeing that.
The same, huh?
And it doesn't matter, I guess now,
right?
Whatever. But it definitely looked like it to me. Like if Max wanted to get him out of there, like he could have. Yeah. I would encourage anyone who hasn't watched it, go back and watch that first round, because it did, and it almost looked like he was like, "Nah, we're in New Orleans. Like let's you know what I mean?" So. But yeah, it was crazy. Then Dustin really hurt him in the second round. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. Did you see the last 10 seconds?
Did
you watch?
Yeah.
Dustin made a business decision. Huh?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that was great. I was like, oh, here we go. And then he just went like shoe shine on the body, and then all of a sudden he's like, hold on.
Yeah. I was waiting for that too. I was like, I think everyone where I was watching it, everyone was kind of just waiting for that last 10 seconds because you knew they were just gonna,
I forgot about the moment when they were both on the stool in the second fight. And then like they looked over and they both like, and he's like drinking his water. He's like, that shit was cold, bro.
Dude, iconic, man. Iconic. Just, I guess, overall thoughts on Dustin and his career as a whole.
Oh, bro, I mean, I'm a huge Dustin. Who's not a Dustin Poirier fan?
Yeah. If you're not, you're a hater.
Right. But then I was like watching the montage of some of that stuff. And like I was getting like teary eyed, like just. And I think we forget like his history and his run, not only in the WEC or in the UFC, but the WEC as well. Dude, he's an icon. Like sitting back and when you really watched all of the like TikTok or Instagram did a thing where it was like all of his wins or all of his fights in the UFC, and you're like, dude, this guy's got a resume, and like all of his fights are just unbelievable. And I think you forget about that in the moment. Until they're retiring and you look back at it as a whole, you're like, oh, dude, this guy was a G.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like just from his first WEC fight, all right? Danny Castillo, Josh Grisby. I'm just going to name like the names like that we all know, right? Danny Castillo, Josh Grisby.
Grisby was a stud, bro.
Stud. Yeah. And again, the COVID fans probably don't know about him, but he was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how far back does that Grisby fight go?
That was 2011.
I was going to say, yeah, because Grisby was a stud in WEC.
Yeah.
Like when they acquired WEC, Grisby was like the guy.
Yeah.
Coming over.
Yeah. So he fought Danny Castillo, WEC, Zach Mickelwright, WEC, and then his first UFC fight was against Grisby, January 1st, 2011.
I think I was in Vegas.
It was,
yeah,
it was
I was
Vegas.
at that fight.
Yep. Max Holloway, Korean Zombie, Jonathan Brookins, Cub Swanson, Eric Koch, Diego Brandao, Akira Corisani, who was also awesome back in the day, Connor, Diego Ferreira, Yancy Medeiros, Joe Duffy, which was his lightweight debut. That was on the Condit Robbie Lawler card, the New Year's card. Bobby Green, Michael Johnson, Jim Miller, Eddie Alvarez, Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, Max Holloway, Khabib, Dan Hooker, Connor, Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, Benoit Saint Denis, Islam Max.
Wow.
I mean, what a fucking run.
Just dude. Hall of Famers.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like literally from Joseph Duffy was his lightweight debut.
What was his UFC record? Like 26-7 or something?
Yeah, I think he was, let me see. Yeah, I think he was 8-1 when he got to the UFC, and now he's 30-10.
Wow.
So 22-9 or something like that. But dude, from his lightweight debut, Duffy, Green, Michael Johnson, Jim Miller, Eddie, Pettis, Gaethje, Max, Connor. I mean, Jesus, Khabib, Islam.
Just headlining.
Chandler.
You know what I mean? Some of the best fights in the game.
Yeah.
Saint Denis was a crazy fight. Like, you know, I mean, just an unbelievable, surefire Hall of Famer.
Surefire.
What a great career, but what a great human being too, right? Like just a great guy every time you see him, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff he did with the Good Fight Foundation, auctioning off all that stuff, the amount of people who have matched his donations that he's fought and everything he's done in Louisiana, like really cool.
As great as he is, just hates Chandler.
Just hates Chandler. Did you see the was it Nina that asked him and said stuck on an island with Connor or cross country drive with Michael and before she said Chandler, he was like island with Connor. Like he was like island with Connor.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He hates this fucking guy.
God.
Yeah. So awesome, awesome career. One of the greats. Definitely gonna miss him.
Do you think he's done?
I hope so, dude.
Yeah.
Because I hate when dudes come back. Like,
right.
Just
you're done,
do it.
done.
You're
Yeah.
done, man.
Yeah.
You're done.
I think when you make that decision, right? Like
yeah.
you made that decision. Why change your mind
exactly.
on that? Like that's a big decision to make.
And I think do I think he'll fight again? Yes. Do I think he'll fight in UFC again? No. And I hope not. But like if you want to do one of these like boxing matches like with
that'd be fun.
Some crossover thing,
sure.
like maybe. But bro, he's good, man.
Yeah.
He's made so much money. He's got great business outside of UFC.
Love to see it.
Yeah. So I hope not. Just retire a legend that you are, and like you couldn't have gone out. If you'd got to win, it would have been better. But like, bro, the whole week-long, celebration of your career, all the vignettes, all the montages, like you're good, man. You're good.
What's up, guys? Just want to say thanks for continuing your support for the Versus Us pod. If there's anything you guys like to see more, guests, comments, constructive criticism, whatever it may be, love to hear your thoughts. Please like and subscribe to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in and enjoy the show.
Other side of the coin, Max, where does he go from here? Because now it's like you're right back in the title conversation with Porier.
Sure. Yeah.
You've beat Gaethje, right? So you jump him just by virtue of the win.
Math, yeah.
Right? Math, yeah. And then there's Patty and Arman and Ilya.
Sure.
What do you think?
I think it puts him right there.
And Charles. Charles coming off a loss, but
sure. That fight makes a lot of sense. I think even like putting him in with Arman, even like a Gamrot. Who else? Patty. I mean, to me, I think they're going to make Patty and Ilya. I think they have to make that fight.
Yeah.
Which leaves Arman and Max, both coming off of wins. That's what I would do if I was the UFC.
That's interesting. I think I'd rather Arman and Gaethje, Patty, Ilya, and Max and Charles, just because that'd be so much fun to see it 12 years later or whatever, whenever that fight was, 2013 or whatever. So he's in an interesting spot.
Yeah.
And I love, by the way, Max, like I love how post-fight interview he was like, I got one thing to say, I have history with the champ, but this is Poirier's moment, like let him talk. Like that's like
it's a class, just all class, man. It's
both those
such a
guys
great,
are just like
how can you not like either one of those guys? Just great human beings.
In a sport too that has like amplified, not being that, right? Everyone gets amplified for saying, those two dudes are just class.
Yeah.
Cream of the crop. Co-main event, Paulo Costa and Russian Chase Hooper. I thought Costa looked like pre-Izzy Costa. Like he was very much the aggressor and moving forward.
I had a feeling we were going to see that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, bro.
Yeah.
I was telling people that was kind of my upset pick.
Yeah, he was like almost a 2-1 dog or a little over a 2-1 dog.
I really, I don't know. I just had a feeling the way he was talking and the way even his mannerisms, like people were like giving him shit at the press conference. They thought he was like,
dude, he looked like coked out.
He just looked anxious.
He was just like talking like this the whole time.
He did.
What?
And that was brought up even backstage. Like, is everything all right with Costa? I'm like, bro, I think this dude just ready to scrap.
Yeah.
Like he just had a different energy about him that wasn't like this happy-go-lucky kind of cracking jokes and stuff. It looked more business-like.
What'd you think he did well?
He didn't. So he attacked, right? Like when you hear what he had to say about after the Sean Strickland fight, he's like, I was waiting too much. I wasn't myself. I wasn't attacking. And he's like, never again. He goes, I'm going for it now. And that kind of stuck with me in hearing his post-fight with Sean, that he made a decision like, dude, I'm going to kill or be killed.
Yeah.
And that is the Paulo Costa we all know and love.
Right.
And we got to see it. And I think matchup-wise, stylistically, that Kopylov is kind of a slow starter. And I think what Costa did really well was he led the dance every time, but he led the dance with power And it put Kopylov in a position to where he just was behind on the scorecards the entire time. Like the scoreboard, you know what I'm saying? Like all he could really do was try to counter back with the big kick or something else, but he just really never felt like he got his rhythm going because Costa was the one just in his face, leading the dance, going at him. Yeah. You know, so great win. Great win.
Yeah, big win. But what do you do with him from here?
I think Brandon Allen or you know, somebody like that, to be honest with you. Because everybody's kind of booked up already. Yeah. You got Emanov fighting Kyle, right?
That's what? That's Spain. I mean,
Paris, I believe.
Paris, yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Izzy and Sean probably going to happen, I would imagine.
It depends on this thing with Sean and the suspension. So I don't know how long he's out for.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if that's the fight the UFC wants to make even.
Really?
I don't. I just don't. I don't know. So, but yeah, I mean that puts Costa but Costa and Izzy aren't going to fight.
Yeah.
Costa and Sean aren't going to fight.
Yeah.
So Brandon Allen just won, same card, same division, kind of in that same pecking order in the rankings. That's a fight I think that would be an easy matchup right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rankings right now. So Hamzat and Dricus, obviously. Imavov and Kyle. Whittaker's booked this weekend. Did they fought, right? Whittaker and Costa or no?
Yeah.
They did, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Costa almost got him. Remember that spinning
yeah,
wheel
that's
kick?
right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, what, you got Roman has Fluffy?
Roman has
up?
Fluffy.
So, I mean, maybe Cannonier, but did they fight too?
I think Cannonier's booked for MVP.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Brendan Allen probably makes the most sense then, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know, DeRitter maybe if he wins against Whittaker. But yeah, dang, middleweight's got some fights. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. All right, then the next fight then was the Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez fight. Did you watch that? Did you get to watch that one? Because that was right after Ige.
Yeah, I gotta see some of it because we were in the car and I turned it on just to watch D-Rod.
Entertaining as hell.
Well, yeah.
Tell me if I'm off though. Perhaps the lowest IQ fight I've ever seen.
I didn't watch it to that capacity for me to comment on that.
I mean, I was like there was multiple times where each dude could have got the other guy out of there, and it felt like they just made like I don't know, just some mind-boggling decisions. Sure, you know, like for me again. You know,
yeah, I didn't get to see it to that capacity because we were literally like getting in the car and going back. But you know, I turned it on because you know D-Rod's one of the homies. Yeah. Yeah, I thought D-Rod came out with a good game plan, and really just got in the guy's face.
He did.
You know, went after him. From what I saw, did a great job of attacking the body. Yeah, I mean, dude, and good for him for hanging on in round 3. Because that could have been
that uppercut. I thought it put his lights out completely. And
was Herzog the ref or was ref in that?
I don't remember.
Because whoever was the ref did a good job of letting
it continue.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, could have been stopped. I don't know. Like, but great job on the referee.
You've seen stoppages quicker than that
100%,
for less than that.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
But yeah, when it was that uppercut, right? That like kind of like what do they call it? Like a flash knockout.
Sure.
And he came right back to you. Yeah. That stuff, that was so crazy. But yeah, I just
D-Rod's fucking tough.
So tough. So tough. And that was Kevin Holland's 4th fight since January, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Like,
because this fight came together pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know, it was like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin Holland fought, let's see. Yeah. DeRitter in January, Gunnar Nelson in March, Luke A in June, last month, and Daniel Rodriguez yesterday.
Wow.
And I think the record they were saying was 6 in a year. He's done 5, I think, twice.
Oh, yeah, 2020.
So, but I mean, that's insane.
Yeah. Cash some checks.
His body can't feel good, though. That's so much work.
It's a lot of work.
You know?
Yeah, that's a lot
I mean,
of
none
work.
of these are 5-rounders.
Just the wear and tear.
So, but still,
yeah.
I mean, 3, 6, 9, what was that, 12 rounds in 6 months?
Yeah, and that was a fucking war.
Yeah.
You know?
And they've all gone, oh no, he finished 2 of them, sorry.
Yeah, he finished Luke A.
And he finished, no, he got finished by DeRitter in the first round.
Did he finish Gunnar or was that a decision?
That was a decision. And this was a decision. So he's 2-2 in 2025. But man, his body can't feel good. Like that's just what I keep thinking. I'm like,
Right.
bro, how are you? I mean, obviously the checks,
Right.
he's had to have made, you know, I don't know what his splits are, but he's had to have made over 7 figures, I would imagine.
Easy, yeah.
This year alone, but at what cost?
Right.
You know, at what cost? Okay, we'll talk about Ige last. So I want to go to the Zellhuber and Michael Johnson fight. I think that surprised a lot of people. I think, you know, Michael Johnson being 40 years old, you know, just the way that fight played out surprised a lot of people. Give us kind of your thoughts from the corner and you know, what you were seeing in the fight.
Man, close first round. I thought Michael did exactly what we thought he was going to do as far as getting down and attacking the body. You know, Zellhuber, obviously our game plan was to utilize our length, stay on the kicks, not get into like crazy boxing exchanges with Michael. But if we did, to get in more of a clinch scenarios, working our knees and working our elbows. And then after the first round, you know, first thing Daniel said to me, he's like, damn, dude, this guy's fast. I was like, oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he's fast. So, yeah, you know, some of the adjustments we were trying to make was to negate that midline strike to the body with knees and uppercuts. And Daniel was saying he was having a hard time timing it. Even if we feinted it, just to let him know that it was there, time that backside knee or lead knee anytime Michael Johnson sat down to go hit that body.
Yeah. Is that like a tendency of his? Like, does he lean a little bit too low or too forward when he throws body shots?
So when he throws his left cross, he'll just lead with it and just kind of drop down and just throw it right to the body. So what we were trying to do was throw our backside knee up the gut
because
he
dips to the right when he throws
and just place something up the middle. I don't really care if it lands on the chest or the chin.
Got it.
But you can't allow him to do that for free. So that was a lot of our game plan. But unfortunately, you know, we didn't get it off the way we needed to really nullify that. And then in round 2, Zellhuber was doing really well. And then when Michael Johnson did, I think to kind of counter that, was he was getting Daniel to cross over traffic. So
what's that mean when you say crossover traffic?
So what Michael was doing was flanking the side, the lead side, with a hook and funneling Daniel into his left cross.
Got it.
So he was making him kind of cross the traffic.
Got it.
Instead of staying outside the lead foot. So we had rear hand superiority. Michael was doing a good job, and it was really just his footwork. He was just doing a really good job of kind of catching that angle, and when he did, he was funnel the shoulder and just throw the straight left. And literally, like, I'm watching it unfold, and Michael did a good job of getting around that corner and just timed it perfectly.
Yeah.
And I hit Daniel with the straight left and sat him down.
Because he did exactly what you talked about. He, you know, I guess, what is it called?
Corral, funnel.
Corral, corral with the right, bring the guard down, and then land the straight left.
So did a great job with that, and that swayed the round 2. That was Michael's round, and then round 3, Daniel came out much more aggressive, was throwing a lot more volume. I thought definitely won round 3. Yeah. In the fight, I have to go. I'll go back and watch both fights tonight because I just haven't had time to watch them both and really sit down and go over everything. But I thought in the moment we won 1 and 3. In my head, I'm like, I think we got 1 and 3.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't think it was a robbery either.
Sure, they were razor close.
They were razor close,
or at least
rounds.
round 1.
So for me, I need to go back and watch round 1 and see what we could have done better to make sure that round sways our way. I think it was at the end of round 1. Hector and I were actually asking to try to score a takedown. I thought it was that close, or maybe one takedown can kind of seal the round up.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, man, dude, Daniel's so talented, and you know, losing a fight like that, especially like knowing what the odds were and the potential, you know, Michael Johnson's no slouch,
right,
at all. But you know, that's on me, bro. Like I gotta get him better, and that's kind of where I just feel bad because he's like that young prospect, up and coming kids, and we're falling short in fights that we need to win.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular like that you can point to throughout those camps that where you're like, hey, this is why, you know, maybe he's not, or we're not performing to the level of what we think?
I mean, dude, like having Mcghee on board, I thought he did an amazing job this camp, focusing a lot on the kicks and, you know, utilizing Daniel's length the way it needs to be utilized.
Yeah.
but it just, we just got to execute better. I mean, that's all I can say. And I don't think it's anybody's fault or anything like that, but we got to get him to be able to utilize his tools better, and that's on me. So that's the frustrating thing, because you have this really talented kid, and I got to get him better. So that's on me.
Yeah. He's like you said, he's super talented. No doubt that he'll be back and bounce back. Michael Johnson though, man, like still doing it at 40.
Dude, and I love the guy, bro. He's an OG.
You guys had like you guys had like kind of a cool little interaction, like almost where he like, I don't know, like you son of a bitch, like, you know what I mean, type of like, interaction. Like what was that in the cage after?
He just said, "Not bad for an old man, huh?"
Yeah,
and I
okay.
gave him a big old hug, and I just, like I'm not, me, bro. I'm not big on like the shit talk, and I don't want to try. And I know Daniel's side of it was like trying to get the fight, and he wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but it came off disrespectful.
He went 0 to 100 on the shit talk.
And I just never seen Daniel ever do
exactly.
that. I just never seen him act that way.
Yeah.
And it's different for me because I am friends with Michael. I am friends with Greg Jones and Jason, and
he's still down there at Killcliff, right?
Yeah. So that's and I'm just glad that like MJ knows that like that's part of the game. He's been around long enough to know that's part of the game.
Right.
And it might be a situation where it's going to help Daniel and he's going to learn from it.
Yeah.
Right. But after the end of the fight, like that was just me and MJ is kind of like, all right, motherfucker.
Yeah. You could tell like the embrace was like a friendly, like,
I was so glad it was like done,
you could tell he like, was just like, what motherfucker? Like
in
a friendly way, you know what I mean? Like
Hell
it wasn't, there definitely was no animosity.
No, not at all.
Anything,
no, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around for years. He knows how it is.
And dude, like I got a hold for him a bunch. Like when he would come into town, like I feel like we have a good relationship, a good friendship, and
I feel like he's been on that side of the coin with Daniel because, and I don't know if people will remember, but Justin Gaethje's debut was against Michael Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Johnson was not a big shit talker. And Nate Diaz had that whole rant after beating Michael Johnson to get the Conor fight.
Yep.
And so I think Michael Johnson, when the Gaethje fight was announced, like kind of took a page from that. Was like, okay, I'm gonna talk
hype it up a little
shit,
bit,
and then ended up obviously getting finished.
Right.
So it was like, to me, when I was watching that, that's where my head went. It was like this
other
full
way.
circle, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only someone who had like been around that for a long time would think like that.
Yeah.
But that's where my head went. I was like, oh, he was Daniel in 2016
Yeah.
when Gaethje made his debut.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys never seen that fight's fucking crazy.
Great fight.
Crazy.
Yeah, great fight. Fox, wasn't it one of the first Fox cards?
It was that was it was on Fox, but that was an Ultimate Fighter finale.
Was it?
I think,
Yeah.
or something like that. But it was another one of those like 2 shows in 2 days type of deal where it was like International Fight Week was Saturday and that fight was Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fight was crazy. But anyway, that's what I was thinking. Full circle moment in that moment. But shout out to Michael Johnson and shout out to Daniel. I'm sure he'll be back and better than ever. And then last one on the card, obviously our boy Dynamite Dan Ige, 50K Ige. We talked about this last week when Joe Mazzulla was on the show. Is like, that fight against Yair wasn't indicative of how good Pitbull is.
100%.
And, Dan wanted to challenge himself and test himself against a legend like Pitbull. So just kind of give me your thoughts on how the fight went.
Slow start in round one.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of those like takedowns that weren't much to it, but I think when you have such a razor close round, those takedowns are going to overtake the scoring.
Did those takedowns surprise you guys at all? Did you think he'd shoot?
Yeah. We knew. Yeah, we knew. We were just kind of, we saw some of their stuff on social media and what they were working on and stuff. So we had a thought that there was going to be some wrestling, and rightfully so. They should. So they did a very good job of sealing their round up in round one. They did just enough to edge out the scorecard. Round two, Dan made some amazing adjustments. The one thing after round one I was scared about, and I said to Dan in the corner, because I know Dan was trying to draw out the right hand. He was drifting that way to make him throw it. But that's a calculated risk, man. It was like, and I said to him after the round, I was like, hey, I know are you drifting over there to try to draw it out? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's playing with fire. We got to be careful, but if you want to try to meet him in the alley, that's where it's going to be. Yeah. And then round 2, I thought Dan was doing an amazing job with the footwork and catching him. We were winning all that round, and then we got in that alley, and I don't even know what he got hit with, to be honest with you. I got to go back and watch.
I think it was one of those, like, I'm
it was
pretty
a short
sure
right hand.
It was a short right, and I think Dan's just missed and, like, went onto his left shoulder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of those, like, Rocky, Apollo Creed.
It was exactly the punch Dan hit Gavin Tucker with.
Exactly.
It was just a short right hand. And then, and I see, like, when I watched it live, I thought Dan's landed because it was like bang, bang, and then I look and like Dan kind of took a knee and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then in my head, I'm like, oh, is Dan going to get out of there? Like, holy hell. And Dan did a good job of surviving. And then at that point, you're just kind of, you're going to concede the round. Like, when he got on top, or like, well, just hold him. Let's live this fight another day. Yeah. Get into round 3 and, my gut told me we might need to finish, definitely need to win round 3.
Yeah.
But we got to hunt for that finish. So.
And round 3 was the round he hurt him, right?
Oh, round 3, Dan threw a head kick and the knee landed.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Which, by the way, I thought, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see Dan being a head kicker much. Like,
bro,
you know what I mean? Like,
we
in past
laugh.
fights.
we joke around. We're like, if Dan ever knocks somebody out with a head kick, we're both retiring.
Dude.
We're just done.
Because he threw it like a few times, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Well, we wanted to throw the left kick a little more in this fight to try to jam and occupy Pitbull's right hand.
Right.
So we were throwing that a little bit. I also would like to see Dan set it up a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of throwing it naked. But other than that, I mean, we were more left kick heavy.
Yeah.
And then Dan threw the right kick, and then like it just kind of caught him off guard. And I think the knee was what landed. Yeah. And from my perspective, when Dan landed, I saw Pitbull's eyes. I thought he was out.
I kind of did too.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And
I was going to ask you about that because it looked to me too, like, watching that Pitbull might have been out on his feet, but it almost looked as if Dan maybe was still recovering a little bit from the drop in the second round, even though it wasn't anything that like put him straight on his ass. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, you feel like you could tell a fighter's like, I have him hurt, but I don't want to just like rush in there right now because maybe I'm not all there. Well, was that the case? Or?
Could be. I mean, like even thinking back when Jeremy hurt him, Jeremy rushed in and then, almost had Pitbull out of there.
Yeah.
And then Pitbull did a good job of like clinching up and kind of grabbing onto Jeremy, clearing the cobwebs. And it was about a 30-second exchange, and then Pitbull got Jeremy out of there.
Yeah.
So it was like that type of swing.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that's what happened with Dan or he had that in the back of his head. But, you just got to be careful with a guy like Pitbull and rushing in.
Right.
And you got to pick your shots, and you got to be ready to half-beat pull and counter what's coming back at you. So especially when a guy like Pitbull that's hurt, he's throwing back with violence.
Yeah.
He's trying to get out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was I noticed that and I was like, I wonder if Dan's still kind of feeling it from the second round or if he's just being very like cautious.
Could have been.
So how was Dan after the fight? Like, obviously I saw his post on social. He seems like he's in good spirits.
Yeah.
How was he after?
He's bummed. I mean, you know what I mean? It's costs a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like you lose a fight and it's half your pay, and those things add up, right? You're bummed because of those things, but he'll bounce back, man. Like he's such a great guy, and Pitbull I think was the guy that we all kind of know who he is. Mm-hmm. Stylistically, when he fought Yair, we were all saying that like Yair's just a tough style matchup.
Yeah.
I don't think that was indicative of who Pitbull is or if this guy's burned out or anything like that. So, but to be transparent, I feel like we just had to be better. You know what I mean? Like better, faster start in round 1, and we didn't do it the way we needed to. So
Yeah, I want to, and this may be a tough question to answer, but like Dan's fought everyone.
Sure.
So what does he go from here? Like what would you like to see him do? What does maybe he want to do? I mean. I'm looking at his resume right now, and I mean, it's just Barboza, Cater, Emmett, Mozart, Korean Zombie, Bryce Mitchell, Diego Lopez, Murphy, Pitbull, Woodson, Feely. I mean, he's fought everyone, What would you like to see him do? Like, what does he want to do?
Good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we're not like Dan and I aren't really those types of guys that we're like, this is what we want next.
Yeah.
We're just, we're pretty, blue collar. The phone rings. This is the guy. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the fight we're going to take. So I can imagine, like Shelby's usually pretty good at like, oh, you fought a really tough dude. We're going to give you so-and-so, like somebody else, and not like to try to give him a win.
Right.
But to test like one of these young up and coming prospects.
Sure.
Right. So, whatever they tell us to do, man, like I think there's some fights out there that make some sense. I think like, who's the kid I like from Nathaniel Wood? I think that kid's good, bro. And I think that'd be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Right. Like just some good fun matchups that we can make and see how it goes.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that guy. Yeah, interesting. I mean, I think Ige's a fan favorite.
Sure.
I think everybody loves Ige. So yeah, I'm just interested to see, what he does next. Cause like I said, I mean, he's fought everyone.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you gonna just fight them all again? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's gotta be, yeah. So, but good on him. And I'm sure he'll be back before the end of the year for sure. I was just looking too. He's fought 3 times every year for the last 2 years, 23, 24, and he's already got 2 this year.
Yep. He'll get another one in.
Yeah, 3-21, 3-20. So he's active. He's definitely active. All right, let's. Anything else about 318 you want to maybe touch on or say?
Nope.
How'd the mosquitoes treat you in New Orleans?
Bro, they got me good. Everywhere. Bro, everywhere.
He lit up, bro. I'm just staring at all
everywhere, bro.
All the bites.
Lit up. Like my back.
Yeah.
Dude, they got me good.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
Yeah.
I do not miss living down there at all.
Yeah.
Bro, at all.
If there's no more miserable feeling in the world than just getting murdered
Lit up
by
fucking
mosquitoes. You're
dude.
like, dude.
And gnats too. They just like circulate your
they
whole
got
head
me.
and shit.
What's up, guys? Get on the sports betting action by going to mybookie.ag. At MyBookie, it's easy. You bet, you win, they pay. MyBookie has over 150 bets for you to choose from anything from fights, hoops, football, prop bets, minute bets. It's all there. Head to mybookie.ag and use code VERSUSPOD. Not only will you get a 50% bonus on your first deposit up to $1,000, you'll also get a $10 casino chip. That's a lot of money there. I've seen large parlays cash for less. Every once in a while, again, head to mybookie.ag and use the code VERSUSPOD. You bet, you win, they pay. Now let's get back to the show.
Okay, let's transition to this weekend's card. Let's talk a little bit about UFC Abu Dhabi. Really good card. I only knew a couple of the fights on here, and now I'm looking at the full card. I mean, you got Bryce Mitchell on the prelims.
He's moving to 35, huh?
Okay, I thought that was a typo when I saw Saeed Nurmagomedov. He's moving down.
Yeah, he's moving to 35.
Okay, I did not know that. You got Amanda Ribas and Tabitha Ricci. Okay, whatever. Ibo Aslan. You guys fought him, right? No, he trains at the gym.
He trains at the gym, but
okay.
he did his camp, I think, with Khabib.
Oh, okay.
Or he stayed out there. I think
Got
he did it in Abu Dhabi.
Davy Grant, Damon. Is it Damon or Damon?
Damon
Blackshear, who's also had some
resurgence.
good fights. Yeah, recently. Okay, let's start with Bryce Mitchell and Saeed. That's the featured fight on the prelims. Obviously, I don't know how much research you've done because you've been so busy, but just early thoughts maybe on that matchup.
Train with both of them.
Yeah.
Saeed trained with us a bunch. I know Bryce really well. Obviously, the weight cut's going to be an interesting thing. How's he going to feel at 135?
Yeah.
How depleted is he going to be? Saeed's a true 135er. One of the most technical strikers I've seen, man. The guy is nasty.
Yeah.
He's got a really good front choke. So he does some good stuff. And obviously this is a tale of Bryce Mitchell and his grappling because, he's not really known for his striking. So if this stays on the feet, I favor Saeed. But if Bryce can get him down, and Bryce's top pressure on the ground is very, very good, man. He can hold guys on the ground.
Yeah.
So interesting fight.
Yeah, it is. Hell of a fight to pick for your bantamweight debut, I feel like.
Right?
Saeed's good.
Yeah, Saeed's really good.
He's really good. All right, let's do how about Krylov and Kirkland Anthony Smith? Bogdan Guskov.
What? Bogdan.
I'm just kidding. Just because they look just alike.
Oh man, this is a big test for Bogdan. Krylov's been doing really well. Let's see, he's won Did he win 2 or 3 in a row now? Oh, he just lost to Reyes. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He did lose to Reyes. He won 3 in a row. Beat Gustafsson, beat Ozdemir, Ryan Spann, lost to Dominic Reyes.
Which is a hell of a run.
For
your first few fights in the UFC.
And Krylov's good, bro.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
He is good. Yeah, and their common opponent, Ryan Spann.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that worries me about Bogdan was his takedown defense and, some of the grappling. I think that's where you're going to see Krylov look to attack.
Yeah.
If this stays on the feet, I favor Bogdan. But if this turns into a grappling match from what we saw when Bogdan fought Billy in that short notice fight, because Bogdan was supposed to fight Johnny Walker, and then Johnny pulled out because he injured his ribs.
Right.
There was some grappling exchanges there that were like, ooh.
Yeah.
So Bogdan needs to shore that up because I think that's where Krylov will try to take this fight to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. And then the featured bantamweight bout, which I feel like came out of left field. Petr Yan and Marcus Mcghee. I know Mcgee's been on a tear, but that matchup just kind of threw me off guard.
Sure did, yeah.
I didn't think that he would be in this position against
so quickly.
Someone like Yan. Yeah. What do you think? You think, is there, I guess everybody has a chance, but
sure.
You think it's too much too soon for a guy like Marcus, or?
I don't know, man. Like, this guy's 4-0 in the UFC. He's looked impressive in all of his wins. But I think it's Petr Yan is, top 2, top 3 in that division, staple in that division. This is definitely a huge jump in competition.
Yeah.
For Marcus Mcghee.
His last fight was Jonathan Martinez, which is a solid guy.
Yeah.
But before that, Bolaños, JP, yeah,
huge step up in competition. And man, I thought Petr Yan looked vintage versus Figueiredo. He looked amazing in that fight.
Yeah.
So
he did. He looked good.
Yeah, tough jump in competition for Marcus Mcghee.
Yeah,
I'll say that. I'm not saying I don't think he can win.
Right.
But I definitely think this is a huge level up in competition when you go from him from Martinez to Petr Yan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I expect Petr Yan to make it look relatively easy, I would say. And then co-main event, what's happening? Is Kai getting this fight? I see Kai Kamaka calling for Movzar or stepping in for Movzar on this card to fight Pico, right? Because isn't Movzar out? I saw that, right?
Yeah, it's out.
That whole fight's off?
Yeah, the fight's off.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think what they're just probably going to do is move it to a different card.
Got it.
I think Pico.
Because I saw Kai on Twitter like,
say,
I'll do
fight.
it.
Yeah,
I'll step
100%.
in. So,
so crazy side note, when Pico fought Henry Corrales again, was PFL. I think it was Pico's last fight.
Yep.
There was a fallout that week, and Kai happened to be in Saudi Arabia with Ray Cooper.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, "Hey, can you take this fight?" Yep, that was it. Gabriel Braga. He was supposed to fight Braga, and then that fight fell off. They offered Kai to take the fight, and none of us were out there. I just said to Kai, I was like, "Hey, take it if you want, but this is for PFL.
Sure,
sure. Take it if you want." But I was like, "Put a number out there.
Yeah.
Put a big number out there."
Definitely, yeah.
So I think he might have priced himself out because Henry Corrales ended up getting it. And then, so there's been a connection there, obviously different promotions and stuff, but that definitely Kai was trying to take the best option for his opportunity right there.
Yeah. I mean, that's a hell of an opportunity and a tall task.
Sure.
You're step in
100%.
Pico
Yeah.
on short notice. Okay, so I didn't know that fight was completely scrapped. I thought they'd maybe find him a short.
I think they'll move it.
Yeah.
I think they'll just keep it
that's
together.
what I meant. Scrap for this card.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll move it down the line. And then main event, De Ridder has I think impressed by everyone's standards.
Yep.
Talk about a guy making a huge jump up in competition. You go from Holland to Bo Nickel to Whittaker, right? This is his third fight.
Yep.
In the UFC. So give us your early thoughts on that main event matchup.
Man, like you want to say Whittaker, but like RDR's been putting it together and looked impressive every time out.
Yeah.
You know, I thought the Meerschaert fight.
Meerschaert, that was the other guy.
Yeah, I thought the Meerschaert fight was like, meh. You know, and I wasn't really sure what you're going to get. So when he fought Kevin Holland, I actually thought Kevin was going to beat him.
Yeah.
You know, just because of the striking and what I saw when he fought Meerschaert. But maybe, you know, it was kind of the UFC jitters, and Meerschaert's kind of a tough dude to deal with.
Yeah.
Their grappling kind of negated each other, and Meerschaert's a tough dude.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really told the story of how good RDR is until we saw him fight Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
Right? And Kevin Holland. Like, he destroyed Kevin Holland.
Which I would think you'd get a Whittaker fight after a win over Kevin Holland rather than after a win over Bo Nickel. You know what I mean? But
I don't know if they were trying to A-side Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
But, man, like, that was the fight where I was like, oh, shit. Like, this guy's impressive.
Yeah.
And the people that don't know DeRitter, like, this guy was a rising champion in 2 weight classes, I believe,
in
85 or was it 1?
No, in 1, right?
Yeah,
one championship.
One championship.
He was
wasn't
2 weight
risen.
class. Yeah.
I
think it was 1, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll look it up right now.
1.
Yeah. Okay.
He was 7-2 in 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, 205 and 85-pound champ, right?
Yep.
So no slouch.
Yeah. No slouch. And he's big, man. Like, obviously, he fought at 205 and won, but when you see him against some of these other middleweights, like, he's pretty big in stature.
Yeah.
Wide, obviously tall.
And his 2 losses, I think, were to Antoli, yeah?
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
who's fucking huge.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think he fought him at heavyweight, right? If I remember correctly.
Let me see. I am about to pull up his Tapology. He's 20-2 overall. And his 2 losses were he has 3
That was
losses.
at light heavyweight.
Looks like he has 3 losses, even though his Tapology record says 20-2. He lost to Anatoly twice, and he lost to Rutolo. Oh, that was a grappling match.
That was
My
grappling,
bad. Never mind. Sorry, didn't see that. Yeah. But I don't know if it was it heavy or light heavy?
Heavyweight the first time.
And then light heavy.
And then light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, dude, this is a coin flip fight. What's the odds on that? Do we know?
They are...
Out of curiosity.
Whittaker minus 160. DeRitter plus 135.
I think that's about right.
Yeah, that looks
I
about
think that's
right.
about
to
right.
Me too.
Who you taking on that?
I mean, Rob.
All right, yeah.
But, you know, there's always a moment where there's a passing of the torch, a crossing of the guard, you know, whatever you want to call it. And this could be it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Izzy and Imavov felt like that.
Sure.
Right? You know, we love Izzy. I love Izzy. But it felt like that was the moment where it's like, okay, you're on the back 9.
Right.
You know, and probably closer to 9.
Right.
You know? So I'm going to pick Whittaker, but, you know, DeRitter's, you know, done really well. I just think Holland and Bo Nickel are not Robert Whittaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to, you know, give him a fair shake if he's coming off those 2 wins. If those 2 wins get you a Robert Whittaker fight, I don't know. You know? I don't know.
He beats Rob. Where does he go?
I mean,
give him a title fight?
There's only a couple options.
Yeah,
right?
I think
the winner
so
of
too.
Imavov, Kaio,
Or Strickland.
Or Strickland.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, he probably passes Izzy and don't even take the Izzy fight with a win. You know, with a loss, maybe Izzy and him makes a little more sense.
Yeah, 'cause I think the stylistic matchup between him and Hamzat are actually pretty good.
Yeah,
stylistically.
Yeah,
you know, because DeRitter can grapple.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I don't know enough about grappling to know, because it feels like I feel like I can relate it to basketball. Like DeRitter feels more like finesse, and Hamzat feels like Shaq.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like so it's like I don't know how to compare. I don't know how to compare the grappling.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's going to be an interesting fight. Actually, speaking of Hamzat, I can't wait for that matchup.
Yeah, what is that? 2 weeks, right? Or is
it's
it
August 16th, I believe.
Yeah, Chicago.
319, right?
Yeah. Great fight.
Yeah, August 16th. Yeah. And Jeff Neal, Carlos Prats rebooked on that card. Yeah. And you're right, Jared Cannonier and MVP, which is awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for that one. We'll do a deeper dive on that as we get closer. Okay, I think that's it. I think we can keep it tight today.
Cool.
Talk about 318 Abu Dhabi, and then we'll run it back next week.
Sounds good.
Good. Anything else you want to mention?
No, just give me some Benadryl.
Benadryl and some ointment. Go take one of those baths. One of those
oatmeal bath.
Oatmeal bath. Yeah, like when you got poison ivy and shit.
Well, I ate my share of jambalaya. I did.
Oh yeah, what'd you eat? Well, give us all the rundown.
I went to.
Did you get the po' boy from Brothers?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the fried chicken from Brothers.
That's awesome.
I went to Mother's.
Yeah.
Ordered 4 pounds of gumbo and jambalaya.
Nice.
Yep,
Did you eat etouffee anywhere?
I did.
Where?
Willie Mays.
Okay.
Had
All
etouffee there. Actually did catfish smothered in etouffee, which was amazing.
I love fried
But
catfish,
like
bro.
Willie Mays fried chicken.
Yeah.
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 What was your?
Acme oysters.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a big oyster. I can't do it.
Mr. Ed's. Went to Mr. Ed's.
Okay.
Ate oysters there.
What was your
too.
favorite out of all of the?
I don't know, bro. It was all
Yeah,
good.
it's all really
I
good.
gotta say, bro, the Willie Mays catfish etouffee was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
like I'm not a big fish guy. Catfish, whatever, however they made it, the breading, the
Dude, my mouth is literally watering.
It was unreal. It was unreal.
Fried catfish.
Yeah,
I love fried catfish.
It was good, bro.
There was a spot I went to out here one time. I cannot remember the name for the life of me. I'm gonna have to look it up, or if you guys watch it and you live in Vegas, let me know.
Hush Puppies used to do the
Hush Puppies, but yeah, I mean it was good. That was over off Charleston today or something like that. Yeah. But there was a spot, and I got a fried catfish platter with Hush Puppies, red beans and rice. They had crystals, hot sauce, which is like that's how you have to eat fried catfish. It was so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
But I haven't had it since. I can't remember where it was. This was years and years ago.
Fumble.
I know. This had to be like 10 years ago, honestly.
Yeah.
So I need to find a good soul food like spot here. But good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yep,
I'm
it
glad
was
you had all
bomb.
the good food. All right, cool. Well, that's it, right?
Yep, easy.
Cool. That does it for another episode of Verse Us with Eric Nixick. Please make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave a comment. Let us know who you want to see on the show or any questions you have for the show. Also, make sure you listen to the audio version of the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. And also, please follow the show on social media at VSUS Pod on all social platforms. For Eric, I'm Randy. We'll see you guys next time.